Good morning, day 2 of the Suffering 2.0. It is time for my second meal of the day. And my weight this morning was 236.6. So it has gone down dramatically. Let me show you what I got here. I got some chicken and carrots. Second meal of the day. No carbs, just protein. I only get carbs 3 times a day. First thing in the morning, before my workout, and immediately after my workout, and that's it. So carb timing with carb cycling. Okay, so back to what I was saying. My weight has dropped, but that's because the glucose in the muscle has depleted some. So my water weight has gone down. So that's basically all that weight loss is. That's not fat. With carb cycling, there's a point of understanding that like your weight's going to drop, like especially for me with how much glucose I can hold in the muscles. I can hold about 8 to 10 pounds of glucose. So Sunday is my high carb day. So whenever I load up 1,000 carbohydrates on Sunday with all the water, my weight is up about 10 pounds. But come Saturday morning, Sunday morning, I'm down about half a pound to a pound. And then I fill back up with glucose on Sunday. My weight goes back up 8 to 10 pounds, and then Monday it starts to drop, Tuesday starts to drop, Wednesday starts to drop, Thursday it might stall out, Friday it might stall out, Saturday there's a drop, Sunday there's a drop. And if I lose half a pound a week, I'm happy with that because I'm not trying to hurry up and rush this, because I used to do that in the past where I'm like, I want to get down to this weight because this weight's the magic number. This is the number. This is the magic number. And if I could get to this body weight, that's where I'm going to look. And then I get that number and I was wrong. So it's like when I was 280, if I got to 260, when I was 260, if I got to 240, when I was 240, if I got to 220, if I was 220, if I got to 200. And every time I thought the next weight down was going to be the ticket, it never was the ticket. And I try to hurry up and get there, losing 2.5, 3 pounds a week. And the only thing that happened was I lost a ton of muscle in the process and ended up looking just scrawny, skinny, deflated, and just felt terrible about my progress because of, instead of looking muscular and lean, I looked skinny and stringy. So half a pound a week, keeping all my muscle, staying full, looking good, feeling strong. And that's another thing too, because I also noticed that I drop 2 to 3 pounds a week. I start feeling weak. I start feeling tired. I don't have energy to push in the gym. I have no drive to get up and really push hard. I mean, I do as hard as I can, but like there's a certain amount of energy that's lacking, so it makes it a lot harder to train. But the way I'm doing it now, there's never an issue. I look forward to the gym. I get excited for the gym. I want to train. I want to be in there. I want to push as hard as I possibly can. I mean, I have my days where I feel down and out and I'm tired, or I'm feeling kind of like, man, I'm not really here today because I'm exhausted. But for the most part, 90% of the time, it's like, yeah, let's go. Let's get this in. Let's make some results. And that's really more important to me than losing 2-3 pounds a week, is having the energy and having fun while I'm in the gym. So half a pound a week, top notch. And the thing with this diet is some days I don't feel hunger at all. Other days I feel hunger all day. Today is one of those days that I'm feeling hunger all day. Okay, so this meal, chicken, red bell peppers. This is meal 3 of the day. Looking forward to it. I love bell peppers, red bell peppers. They're very sweet to me, so I enjoy eating them. My chicken is marinated and grilled, so that is also very enjoyable to me too. But like I said, I'm also very hungry, so it makes eating the same thing every single day very easy when you're hungry. It's whenever I have those days that I'm not hungry and I feel overly full, that makes it very difficult to want to eat the same thing every single day. But to be honest, probably happens maybe 2 days out of the week that happens. But I still enjoy the food. I like the taste. It's not terrible. It's not like, oh my God, I hate this. It's so miserable, because it's seasoned and cooked very well. Plus, I also enjoy the crunch of the vegetables and the flavor of the vegetables. So nothing I eat feels like work or feels like a chore or feels like a problem. If I get too hungry, then the cravings come in, then it's just like, you know, I really want to eat right now. It's like lasagna or pizza or a burger or a hot dog or whatever. That's when the cravings kick in, whenever the hunger gets too extreme. So having hunger between meals is good. Too much of hunger is counterproductive. And being overly full can make the diet feel a little boring, but not too terrible. this is probably the part of the day that I enjoy the most. Not only because I'm getting close to the end of the day, but also I get to enjoy my coffee. And it's like a little reward, and I enjoy it very much. And then once my coffee's going, get my little pill pack here. I'm gonna take these so I can get my energy, because that coffee it's a phony. It's not real coffee, it's decaf. As I get my energy from the little red pill, this one right here, the red one, that's where I get my energy from. And it's like, oh, well, why don't you just take the red pill out? Because there's more stuff in it besides caffeine. And if I'm gonna give these animal packs a real go, then I need to actually take them how you're supposed to. So decaf coffee is fine by me. Some people say decaf coffee tastes different than regular coffee, but honestly, if you just buy a different brand that you're not used to drinking or you've never drank before, when you drink it, you won't know the difference from their regular and their decaf because, well, it's not a brand you've had before. That's what I did, at least. And guess what? Tastes okay to me. And I know it could be like, then what's the point of drinking the coffee? Well, coffee has a few benefits. One, it's a natural diuretic, but also it has a lot of magnesium in it, which is kind of funny because, like, chicken and rice. That's a chicken for this meal. That's it. And 150 grams carbohydrates. Okay, so the whole concept behind coffee is you hear it's a diuretic. I'm distracted. Yeah, there we go. So it's like, okay, coffee's a diuretic. It'll dehydrate you. But coffee also has magnesium in it. The reason why when you drink coffee, it's like drinking poop juice is because it has magnesium. Magnesium draws fluid to the colon, which causes your bowels to move. So it's like, why am I constipated? Well, you're constipated because you're probably deficient in magnesium, because the body will rob fluid from the colon first, drying out your stool, making it hard to have regular bowel movements. So when you drink coffee, the magnesium actually helps you draw fluid into the colon, which allows you to have a bowel movement. So that's why when you drink a lot of coffee, you have bowel movements, or shortly after you drink coffee, you have a bowel movement. And that's the whole concept behind it. But then again, they're like, well, coffee is also a diuretic. Well, diuretics technically rid your body of water and dehydrate you. So it's like, well, maybe it's a diuretic because it draws water to the colon and it causes you to have a bowel movement, and you lose the water when you do that because it rehydrates your stool, and then that goes the water. But then again, I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know. I'm just, I guess thinking about it. Anywho, so I'm gonna heat my food up, I'm gonna eat, and then tonight is shoulders and calves. See you in the gym. And we're in the gym. So tonight is shoulders and calves. I'm gonna start with shoulder press, dumbbell shoulder press. And I'm going to do some sets for some weight, for some reps, up to a rest pause drop set. Then I'm gonna go to front lateral raises and do some sets for some reps. Probably take it to failure by doing some cheat reps to swing the body English in there. And then I'll go to side laterals. I'll do some sets for some reps, with some weight up to a certain point. And then I'm going to do reverse cable flies for my rear delts. I'm gonna hit those and do probably rest pause on those. And then for calves, I'm gonna do seated calf raises, rest pause those. I'm gonna be doing leg press calf raises, probably hit some drop sets, and then just regular standing calf raises. And that will be my workout for tonight. And let me get this going because I have energy. 10 breaths. 2 drop a second. I'm not going to do that again to get enough reps, and that just increases the risk of injury. Not a whole lot of reward to it, so now we'll just get a little bit quicker reps. Rest. 5 breaths, lighter weight. One more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm gonna say that's a good start. That's a good start. So that was 4 sets of 20, just straight sets. Nothing crazy on that one because I like to just do a little bit more high volume. If you come to here, you're going to get the front delt, but if you go all the way up, you actually engage your traps and like all this like area back here. Like literally put your hand above your head and then have someone push down on your wrist and then push back and see where you feel it in your back. Like going all the way up, it doesn't just hit the front of the delt, it hits a lot more in the back too, which helps tie everything together. And swinging at the end of the set, I don't care if people say like, oh, strict form, whatever. I can muscle out a couple extra. You could call that failure, past failure, whatever, but they were burning the whole time. Alright. A little bit of volume. Never hurt anybody. I think I'm going to do rest pause to drop set. Just depends on how many reps. I've gone to 30. This is the first time going up to 30 pounds with these in a long time. So if I get over 5 reps, I'll hit it with a rest pause. If I hit under 5 reps, I want to do a drop set and then go into rest pause to a drop set to rest pause. The rear delt is really important for making your shoulders look very round and bulbous. I mean, you get a lot of rear delt from like doing your back movements and barbell rows and all kinds of other stuff, but hell, even doing overheads all the way up, that still technically engages the rear delts once you're locked up. Studies show that doing overhead dumbbell press actually engages the whole entire shoulder evenly, not just the front delt. People think it's a front delt dominant move. You're pressing in here, it's delt, right? But if you go with dumbbells and you bring them even with your head or even a barbell behind the neck, it actually engages the whole entire shoulder evenly. It develops the whole shoulder, so not just part of it like what people think. And you don't have to go heavy on them either. That's the best part. People think you have to go heavy. You don't have to go heavy. Just go slow. Go slow and controlled. It'll make a lightweight feel incredibly heavy. Oh yeah, that's heavy. Hit it for one rest pause. Now when they go to a drop. Smaller muscles, I normally do shorter rest pause. Bigger muscles, I go longer on the rest pause. It really depends on the muscle group. Incredibly sloppy, incredibly ugly, but you know what? I don't care. I felt it 100% in the rear delt, exactly where I wanted it. That was a really hard set. 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here's the thing. Sometimes for these, like I can feel it in my rear delts when I pull down to the side. Other times when I pull straight out. Other times when I pull my elbows down. It always hits different. It really depends. And you'll see me change my elbow positioning during the set or in between sets. And that's because I stopped feeling it in the delt and I'm chasing that delt and I want to feel it in that delt. Because once the deltoids get tired, your traps are going to take over and you're going to start pulling aggressively with your traps. So if you start feeling it in your traps, move your elbow position and see if you can't get that rear delt to re-engage. See, it feels right there. When I was going straight out, I didn't feel it, but I feel that right there. That's right in the rear delt. See, whenever I was coming straight out, I started feeling that in my traps after the first few set reps. And then I changed it to this, and then it just lit up my rear delts. Okay, let's see what this shoulder pump looks like. Not too bad. Okay, and also, to clear things up, I'm not showing the whole workout. I'm only showing the top sets. So, like, clearly, like, I'm not going to show every single set. On shoulder press, I did 25, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Then that's where I showed y'all the top set. On front raises, I did the 7s, 10s, 12s, and 15s, and I showed you that. Side laterals, same thing. And then on the reverse cables, I only did a set of 10, a set of 20, then went to the 30s, and then went straight to it. Just to give y'all an idea of what I'm actually like doing for my actual routine. And when I say I do some sets for some reps, what I mean is like I'm shooting for certain exercises. I'm going for like 15 to 20 reps. Front raises, side laterals, 10, 15, 20 reps. Shoulder press, going for 10 to 12 reps. So bigger muscles or heavier lifts, I go lower on the reps. Obviously, smaller muscles, lighter weights, more reps, clearly. So that's what works for me. And you can do intensity by simply changing up the style of set you're doing. Rest, pause, drop set. So like I said, you can change intensity up and keeping the weight light, like shoulder press. I don't go heavy on that. I mean, I can do 65, 75 pounds in the dumbbell press. Probably get about 7 reps, 8 reps, but honestly, I'd rather slow it down, pause, press, hold, slow it down, pause, press, and you go at it again in a lighter form than risking injury. Alright, that's going to be it for posing. I'm going to train my calves now, get those in there too. I'm going to do the same set, same thing. I'm going to basically show you guys my top sets there. Guys, I don't know if you can see my calves on camera. Let's see if I angle that down. See if I can't get a little bit of, let me see, where's that hit? Yeah, okay. Maybe right here. So, that maybe. No, I don't really know. Like, I have calves, but like, whenever I'm flexing like from behind like this, it's hard to flex the hamstrings and the calves at the same time. And I think ultimately that comes down to just like having like big enough calves to look like they're flexing even if they're not. And these aren't, I'm not pumped to my calves either. I'm gonna go train them right now. Okay, so something I have learned over the years of training my calves is like I was told by one guy, do 4 sets with your toes in, 4 sets with your toes out, 4 sets with your toes straight, and that will help develop the whole entire calf, inside, outside head, and even the little triangle part that goes from the ankle to the bottom of the calf. And then I heard guys saying you just gotta put your feet straight, and then you need massive ankle flexion, like you gotta get your heel below parallel and get the maximum stretch. Honestly, I think it just depends on the movement. Like if I do full flexion on this, it hurts my feet, and I could feel like the tendons and ligaments in my feet the next day or two, and it just hurts. So this, I keep my foot parallel. I don't go below parallel on this. It's more about the flat to the top end of the contraction. When I go to leg press calf raises, it's kind of like an in between, and then when I go to standing calf raises, I do it on the ledge, and that's full flexion. So it just depends on the movement that I'm doing. Like, and I'll just do standing calf raises on flat ground, holding dumbbells sometimes, flat ground, feet flat, and then just up on my toes and up on my toes and flat, up on my toes. And to be honest, I think that's probably one of the better exercises I've ever done for my calves. I'm not doing that right now currently on this routine because I did it previously. So I'm cycling that out to cycle in a different movement. But I don't think full flexion is good on every movement. I don't think toes in, toes out, different angles is great. Ultimately, I think it just comes down to feeling the calf work. I mean, just being completely blunt, I think it comes down to feeling the calf. If you're not feeling the calf work, then you need to either go lighter, all right, and make sure you can feel it, or go much heavier and see if you can feel it. If you go lighter, clearly you either need to slow down or you need to do more reps. If you go heavier, then obviously you're going to do less reps. So you have to adjust your sets according to what it is exactly that you're doing for your rep range. At least that's for me. I can't speak for others. So you just, and then back up. Rest pause. So like I said, if I go and drop my heel all the way down, I don't even feel it in my calves. I just feel it in my feet. And I just feel strain in my tendon, like my Achilles tendon in the back of my leg. That's all I feel, and it does not feel good. This right here, I feel it 100% in the head of the calf, like just the meaty ball part of the calf. One more, and then I'm gonna drop the weight. Yeah, but doing it like this, like my calves are lit up right now. I can feel them 100% working. When I first started doing these when I was younger, I would drop my heel down as deep as I can get it. And honestly, all I would do is just feel pain from here to here. I would just feel a horrible pain in there. And it's not because I have poor ankle flexion. I can squat all the way down and get my butt to the ground and sit on my ankles. Like that's not an issue. I've never had poor ankle flexion. It's just loading that position with weight just really hurts. and I don't feel it where I want. And I also think it's important to get a variety of repetition, right? If you go heavy on something, then you need to go light with reps on something else. Like, get best of both worlds. That's what I do. I like getting best of both worlds. I don't like just staying in one realm. I don't believe in just high intensity or high volume. I believe there's middle ground. I believe there's a point where you can do high intensity and you can mix in volume with it too. And it just comes down to how much frequency are you wanting to do and how often do you want to work out. If you do more frequency, you got to lower the intensity and possibly even the volume. If you do less frequency, you can increase the intensity if the volume's down. If you do more volume, you decrease the intensity, right? So there's 3 different avenues that you can play in, and they kind of have to all like level out. So it's like, if these 2 are up, this one's down, right? If these 2 are up, this one's down. If these 2 up in the middle, you know, well, there's no middle because there's 3, but you get what I'm saying. It's if the 2 outers are up, then the middle needs to be down, and it can only be 2 to 3. But if you bring them all to an even level, frequency, intensity, and volume, at a recoverable rate where you can recover from it, and you're doing enough intensity, and you're to stimulate stress, you're doing enough volume to get enough blood flow and hypertrophy, and you're doing enough frequency where you can recover from, but you're still sparking the most amount of growth that you can in a year, and you can do all 3. So it's just a balancing act. You know, do you want these 2 even and this down, or do you want these 2 even and this down, or these 2 up and this down, or do you kind of want them all even? I like them being even because it's more fun. I can choose, hey, today I'm going to do high intensity on this movement and volume on those. You know what, today I'm dropping the volume, I'm going to do high intensity on everything. You know what, next week I don't feel like doing intensity, I'm going to do volume on everything and do no intensity. Next week I want like in the middle. If I do too much intensity this week, the next week I'm going to do more volume, less intensity. Next week, because I did more volume, I feel rested and good, so then I could go higher intensity, lower the volume. Next week I want maybe a little in between in the middle. So you can play with it. You can move it all over the spectrum. There is no one right way or wrong. I mean, it's all just about mechanical tension and what's the most enjoyable way for you to get that mechanical tension. Oh, all right, that's gonna be it for this. We need to leg press now. Here's another thing too. I don't know if anyone's ever felt their calves on lying leg curls, but if you point your feet on a lying leg curl, you'll disengage your calves and pull 100% with your hamstring. But if you flex your toes to your knees like this, you can actually flex your calf during a lying leg curl and you can work your calves. I know it sounds weird, but you can, trust me, I've done it. Romanian deadlifts, when you're doing a Romanian deadlift, your back is flat, you're pushing back, and you're coming down to the bottom of your knee, pausing and coming up. Well, every time I do Romanian deadlifts, I feel the stretch in my calf muscles. Now, when I was powerlifting, I almost never worked my calves out ever. And I felt like doing leg curls that way and doing Romanian deadlifts kept my calves to a modest size because my calves were never underdeveloped. They weren't much different than how they are now. Just a little bit fatter, a little bit more pudgy. Actually probably bigger just because I was bigger in general. So knowing that I could feel my hamstrings on a stretch from a Romanian deadlift, when I talk about full flexion and range of motion, this back pad is all the way up flat. It's not laid back in more of a degree, it's more upright, keeping me more upright, my back flat, more replicating a Romanian deadlift. So on this, I'm going to get full flexion. But when I get full flexion, I'm not pushing my heel down past the pad. My feet will go flat even with the pad, and then I allow my knees to move forward over my toes, which gives me the stretch on the calves without hurting my ankles or the Achilles tendon area. You'll see what I'm talking about when I start to do it here. So instead of dipping down hard, I allow my knee to travel up, which still stretches the calf without compromising the ankle. I know it sounds like, what? Just trust me, if you've never done something like this in a leg press before, just give it a shot. You don't have to hold a fixed position. You can do like little mini squats or Romanians or however you need to picture in your head to do it right. So you come up, right? And then allow your knees to travel forward and then extend your knees as you raise, right? Let me reposition my feet lower on the pad. So you're still bending your legs and straightening with every rep, kind of like doing a little mini squat or Romanian deadlift, allowing your knee to come over the toe, and then you push your knee back, get it lined up over more of the instep of your foot. And I feel this way more aggressively in my calves the whole entire way through. All the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. I don't feel it in my ankles, I don't feel it in my feet, I don't feel it in my knees, I don't feel it in my shins, I don't feel it in the lower part from the bottom of the calf to the ankle. I feel this 100% in the calf muscle. This right here is the way I feel it, the absolute most aggressive. You don't have to go heavy either. Nothing crazy. Just like that. Just a little bit of knee flexion with allowing your knees to move forward and back, just like you're extending your legs back, like you're driving your knees back in a squat or a Romanian or whatever. And it engages the calf. You'll get a much deeper stretch and feel way, way better. If you've never done this before and you always keep your knees completely locked out, or you always have them completely bent and you don't allow a little bit of knee movement on a leg press or a hack squat, try adding a little bit of knee flexion in there. Try bending the knees a little bit and see how that works. Because to be honest, you might be pleasantly surprised with the outcome of the way your calves feel. I don't know how many reps I'm doing. I'm just doing them, you know, and normally I count my breaths when I'm talking, so I'm not counting my breaths. I'm just resting for a few and then going again. So I was going to do drop sets on these, but I decided clearly I'm going to do rest pause. Because that's what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling rest pause on the calves. I feel good. I like the weight that it's at. And it just feels right. It's just clicking, right? Woo! Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's good right there. And then the last thing I do for my calves, this is a inch and a half. So I just put my feet here on the edge. This one I keep my knees straight. And this is the balancing act. I don't hold on to nothing, right? This is just pure balancing right here. So this is working on control and actually using the calves. First time I started doing these, I could not keep my balance. I had to hold on the wall, or like I was up super fast, drop super fast, or I was up quick, and then I lose my balance and I have to drop my heels down really fast to regain my balance, or I couldn't go all the way down to the ground. I'd stop just shy of it, lose my balance, and have to like come back up. And as your calves fatigue, your balancing will start to kind of give out a little bit too. You have to kind of adjust your body and where you're at. But this, I don't know, I feel like this gets all those little bitty stabilizers that you always hear people talking about and stuff. So I never just credit body weight calf movements, especially if you're gonna do them on flat ground. Grab dumbbells, right? And then just stand on the flat ground. You don't even need an edge. You don't need a lip. You don't need anything. You literally just stand on flat ground, grab 2 dumbbells, and then up, and then down, and then up. Same exact thing. Okay, so that's it for the workout. So that was a really good workout. I pushed a lot harder than what my intentions were tonight, which is exactly what you want. You know, you want to have enough food in you, enough calories in you, enough energy in you to be able to get to the gym and train very hard and have fun with it. Because it's not fun whenever you go to the gym and you're like, I'm tired, I'm sore, I hurt, I'm exhausted, I'm worn out, I don't even want to be here, I just have to get through this, this really sucks, I'm not even enjoying this, I hate this. It's a terrible state to be in. And you get in that state whenever you start getting in too big of a deficit and you're just hungry all the time and your body's worn out. I do 2 hours of cardio a day. I go on 2 walks a day and I spend about an hour in the gym. That's 3 hours of physical activity a day. It's spread out throughout the day, but I never dread my cardio in the morning. I don't dread my cardio in the evening. I don't dread my gym time. I enjoy it and I look forward to it. I also enjoy my diet. I look forward to eating the food I get to eat. I really enjoy that too. So for me, getting 200 grams of protein a day with indirect protein from my carb sources, I'm around 240. And then my carbohydrates are at 456 a day. So it's like, and you're on a cut, that's too much. Why don't you stop going on your walks and you just eat less? You don't have to do 2 hours of cardio a day if you just eat less. Yeah, but you know what? Cardio is healthy. It helps your conditioning. It helps your cardiovascular. It helps your heart. It helps your arteries. It helps your lungs. It helps everything. It helps your blood markers. It helps your insulin sensitivity, blood pressure. It helps everything. So by eating more food, I can do cardio twice a day for an hour, still have energy to work out, and be healthier than I would be if I was just sitting around on the couch eating and just working out. So by eating more carbs, I could do more activities, which helps me hold on to more muscle, which allows me to be more physically active, which allows me to be more healthy, which allows me to get bigger and stronger and lose more fat. Hey, look at that. What'd you know? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish my walk. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.